Hi yogis, welcome back. My name is Natasha and today I'm going to guide us through a few stress relieving poses. I know that sometimes we have really long days or sometimes our day hasn't even started yet and we're starting to feel that stress. So these series of stretches will help us calm the nervous system, breathe into the body and really just relax. So we're going to get started in an easy seat or any comfortable seat that feels good to you. Letting the shoulder blades melt away from the ears, proud chest as the crown of the head reaches towards the ceiling. Can you shut the eyes down here and just settle in onto your mats? Not worrying about your breath, simply following the natural cadence of your breath. Noticing how it makes your belly rise and fall. Starting to invite a full, complete breath. Inhale, filling the belly, filling the lungs, letting the collarbone expand, holding the breath at the top of the throat. And then opening the mouth, audible exhale, let your day go. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs, let the chest rise, holding this breath at the top of the throat. And then exhale, letting that mental to-do list slide away from your thoughts. One more inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Starting to blink the eyes open here, maybe a slight gaze towards the nose. We're coming into a tabletop pose. In this tabletop pose, our wrists are directly underneath the shoulder blades, knees are hips width distance apart. Underneath our hips. Untucking the toes, running through a few cat-cows. For cow pose, we drop the belly low, open up the chest, send the gaze towards the stars. Take one full inhale. Exhale, can you ground down into the palms, round the spine, gazes to the navel, cat pose. Inhale, drop the belly low, open up the chest, bolstering your heart towards the stars. Exhale, ground down into the palms, round the spine, slightly protract in the shoulder blades, gazes towards the navel. Inhale, drop the belly low, running through a few cat-cows on your breath, on your own speed. Whatever feels good here. There's no judgment on your mats, and sometimes these cat-cows can move into a moving meditation. So whatever feels good, maybe it's rolling out the wrists, any modifications with your cat-cow. And then 2 more breaths exploring in this pose. Remembering that this is your practice, your time that you've carved out for yourself. So honor your breath and honor your body, coming back to a neutral tabletop, wrists directly underneath the shoulder blades, knees underneath the hips. We're starting to bring the forearms onto the earth, coming into a modified tabletop. From this modified tabletop with our forearms on the earth, running through one cat-cow. Drop the belly low, send the gaze high, open up the chest. And then exhale, can you push down into the forearms, gazes towards the navel, round the spine. Inhale, coming back to neutral spine, and then slowly starting to walk the palms out in front of you. We're slowly moving into a puppy pose here, reaching the palms close to the top of your mat, and then slowly melting and surrendering your heart and chin down towards the earth. Breathing deep in this puppy pose, finding that decompression in the neck and spine. Maybe you walk the palms a little bit further, maybe you walk them closer to the body, whichever feels good. Untucking the toes in this puppy pose, letting your whole body relax into the mat. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, can you release something here? One more breath, inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, release. One more inhale, fill up. And then exhale, release. Starting to walk the palms close to the body. And then lifting up into your Adho Mukha Svanasana or downward facing dog. In this downward facing dog, our feet are hips width distance apart. Our palms are a little bit wider than shoulder width distance. Grounding down into the base knuckle of the index finger and the thumb, sending the chest towards the thighs and the gaze in between the ankles to elongate the neck. If you have low back issues, maybe you have a slight bend in the knee, and that's totally okay. Wherever you are, we're taking one inhale in this downward facing dog. Exhale, release. Inhale, both heels lift high to the sky, send them towards the ceiling. And then exhale, can you sink those heels a little bit closer towards the earth? First, bringing both feet inside, giving them together to touch. And then inhale, right foot lifts high to the sky, three-legged dog. Can you square the hips off, sending the right toes towards the earth? Bending at the knee and then starting to create big circles here. First moving clockwise and then switching the direction to counterclockwise. Inhale, three-legged dog, setting up for pigeon on the right side. Exhale, right knee towards right wrist. Right foot comes towards left wrist. If you have a block here with you and you'd like to use it, you can place it underneath. Or maybe you place it where your forehead is about to lie. In this pigeon pose, squaring off the hip. And then inhale, lifting through the spine. Take one breath here. Exhale, can you surrender your heart towards the earth? Maybe bringing your forehead to a block. Breathing deep into this hip. Feeling your body weight melt on towards the chest. Seeing with every exhale if you can sink a little bit deeper. Letting your day go here. If your mind has wandered from your intention, can you bring the awareness back to your breath? Finding the comfortability in the uncomfortability. We're here for one more inhale. Fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, walk the palms close to the body, finding that downward facing dog. And taking whatever movement that feels good with this right hip. Bringing the right foot to meet the back left foot, bringing them close together to touch. And then inhale, left foot lifts high to the sky, three-legged dog. Can you square the hips off, pointing the left toes towards the earth, finding that internal rotation of the thigh. Bending at the knee and then starting to create those big circles here. Getting juicy in the synovial fluid of the left hip, maybe switching the direction to counterclockwise. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg high to the sky. Exhale, left knee in towards the left wrist. Left foot comes towards the right wrist. Grounding down, maybe you bring that block underneath your sacrum or underneath that pelvic floor. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, start to walk the palms close to the top of your mat. We're coming into pigeon pose on the left side. Can you internally rotate this right thigh towards the earth? Can you actively send the breath to this left hip? Letting the shoulders and forehead melt towards the earth. Finding release in this pigeon pose. And if pigeon pose is too uncomfortable for you, no worries. We're going to run through pigeon on our backs as well during this sequence. 2 more breaths in this pigeon pose. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, what can you let go and what can you leave here on your mats? 1 more inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, start to walk the palms close to the body and then finding that downward facing dog, taking whatever movement that feels good. In this downward facing dog, feet are hips width distance apart. Gaze is in between the palms. We slow and controlled start to tiptoe our toes towards the top of our mat. Finding ourselves in a forward fold, grabbing opposite elbows here for ragdoll pose. Again, finding that decompression in your neck and spine. A slight bend in both knees, inviting the chest to kiss the thighs. Maybe you rock back and forth. Slow and controlled, letting the palms drop down towards the earth, and then coming up one vertebrae at a time. Maybe counting all 33 vertebrae here. The crown of your head, the last thing to come all the way up. From here, we're stepping the right foot all the way back, so our toes are facing the right side of our mat. Grabbing both hips, bending in both knees, and then slowly starting to melt the heart down with a flat back for a wide-legged forward fold. In this wide-legged forward fold, planting the palms onto the earth underneath the shoulder blades, taking one halfway lift. And then exhale, can you release all the weight down towards the mat? Maybe taking a slight bend in the knee to avoid hyperextension here. If you're with me, I'm taking one more halfway lift, lengthen through the spine, flat back. Exhale, left palm reaches for the right ankle. Opening up the right palm towards the ceiling. If it feels good, take a halfway lift. Exhale, can you melt your body weight down towards the earth? Inhale through center. Exhale, release the palms down towards the earth. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, right palm reaches for the left ankle, opening up the left palm towards the ceiling, gazes towards the left fingertips. Maybe you take a halfway lift here, find a flat back. And then exhale, release down towards the earth. Bringing both palms underneath the shoulder blades, take one more halfway lift here. And then exhale, release. Bringing both palms on both hips, bending in both knees slightly. And then rising up with the flat back, twisting towards the top of your mat. And then bringing the right foot to meet the left. Slow and controlled, root to rise, reach all the way up, gazes in between the palms. Exhale, swan dive, leading with the chest, hinging at the hips, coming all the way down. Bending in the glutes here, we're coming all the way down onto our mats. Grabbing the tops of the shin, giving yourself a little squeeze. And then running through one cat-cow here just to reset the spine. Inhale, lift the chest and chin, bolster the heart towards the stars. Exhale, round the spine, find a hollow belly, gazes in between the navel. Inhale, coming back to neutral. And then slowly releasing down onto the earth, bringing the shoulder blades onto our mat. Here, bringing the knees into the chest, give yourself a squeeze, bring that center line in. And then exhale, lifting the heels high to the sky. So here's a great opportunity to take that pigeon pose on your back if you'd like. Bringing the right foot in front of the left thigh. And then reaching underneath the left thigh, grabbing for the underneath of the thigh. Sending the left knee in towards the chest while you simultaneously push the right thigh away from you. Taking one inhale here, fill the belly. And then exhale, release. Inhale, both heels lift high to the sky, setting up for pigeon on the opposite side. Left ankle comes in front of the right thigh, reaching underneath and then bringing the right knee in towards the face. Sending the left thigh away from you while sending the right knee closer towards the face, finding that hip stretch. Can you send that low back onto the earth? Take one more inhale here. Exhale, release. One of the most calming poses is that legs up the wall or slight inversion. So here, if you'd like, letting all the blood flow from the feet down towards the hips. Maybe you reach underneath you, starting to bring all the weight onto the shoulders and finding a shoulder stand here. Squeezing those thighs together, maybe dorsiflexing in the fins. Maybe you start to release the feet for plow pose. Or maybe you simply come back to legs up the wall here. Letting that blood flow, letting the palms down towards the earth to rest. And then taking a few expansive breaths, relaxing, letting the low back melt towards the earth. Letting the shoulder blades melt away from the ears as the crown of your head lifts towards the back wall. Taking one more inhale wherever you are in legs up the wall, shoulder stand, or plow pose. If you're in any of the poses, can you send your gaze towards the ceiling, keeping your neck neutral? And then releasing the feet, crossing at the ankles, maybe rocking and rolling up and down the spine, giving our low back and upper back some love. Massaging here. And then when you're ready, crossing at the ankles, meeting in a neutral tabletop. From this neutral tabletop pose, our wrists are directly underneath the shoulder blades, knees are underneath the hips. We're sending the big toes together to touch and then sending the heels to meet the glutes. Bringing the chest down towards the earth, finding your balasana or child's pose. Letting the crown of the head reach for the front wall and letting the forehead just round towards the earth. Maybe you give that third eye a little massage here. Taking a few deep breaths in this child's pose or however long you'd like to stay in this child's pose. Sometimes I like to put a little pillow in between my thighs. And I just like to melt down here. Sometimes I like to put a pillow where my forehead is about to lie and just release. Wherever you are in this child's pose, bringing the palms in towards the chest and then coming into a seated position at the top of your mat. In this comfortable seat, taking this opportunity to let the shoulders melt away from the ears. Remembering that yoga is an opportunity to restart. Coming into this breath, coming into our bodies. Taking one full inhale to really de-stress, bringing the palms to gather all this energy that we've created. And then down to heart center. You got this, yogis. Finding the flexibility in your life can help you de-stress. Tomorrow is a new day, and every time you step off your mats is an opportunity for you to begin again. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through your de-stressing practice. Namaste.